So here is the data model of the workspace, a conceptual visual representation of the workspace. So as you can see, it's composed of 6 records or 6 items, and everything starts with the customer or in the customer itself. So for example, the first step is to add a customer, and then some of the data from this customer will be connected to a sales order respectively by a reference. A sales order contains 2 major sections, so an order item and a shipment order item. Now, an order item will be listing some of the data from a product item. So some of the product item's data will be connected to an order item by a reference. And then a shipment order item will be again connected to an order item and to a shipment journal. Now, product item, as you can see, it describes the product's characteristics itself. Some of these characteristics will be appearing in an order item and also in other functions, such as status and the stage of this particular order item in a logistics process. Now, the shipment order item will contain the relevant data related to the logistics steps from picking, packing the products until the delivery of this product. And there is also a space for a shipment journal, which basically assigns and informs what stage the shipment order is in. Now, let's see everything on practice. Hello everyone, welcome to AnyDB, and there is a new workspace available now, which is called Order Management and Fulfillment. And in this video, we will walk through the full new system and show how it works in practice from the first customer record until the final shipment and delivery tracking. So then you can see how everything connects in one place. So sales and logistics operations is tightly aligned without spreadsheets or manual follow-ups. So let's click on Load Solution and then select Order Management and Fulfillment. Click on Load, and here we go. In the workspace, let's click on Customer. Now everything starts with the customer. Here you can create structured customer profiles with contact, address, status, time zone, and even more data, customizable data. So order management fulfillment work from the same records, and there is no need to search across tools or duplicate information. Each customer becomes the anchor for orders, shipment, and communication. So as an example, let's click on New Customer. And then here you can start add all of the relevant data related to this customer. So let's say Customer A. And then you can add the type, the number of employees, the industry, annual revenues. You can add social media, federal registry, contacts, and so on. As an example, let's keep the first customer Lumina Path Dynamics, which is our example for this video. So once the customer was added, and then the next step is let's come back to the workspace and then let's click on sales order. For now, we're going to create a sales order for that particular customer. So let's click on new sales order. All right. And here we're going to connect the customer records, which is Lumina Path Dynamics. And then you're going to see some of the customer's data linked to this sales order. For now, as you can see, some of the customer data are appearing here. And in order detail sections, you can see a number, which is the order number ID. And then you can set up some process status, such as, for example, pending. Also, priority, you can select low or high. You can also set up a date and then payment status. Let's say that it's pending. You can also attach an invoice or any other relevant documents here. Now, the next thing is to add an order item in a sales order line item. So let's click on order item. On the order item, what we will do is select the product item. So let's say that the product I'm looking for is this USB cable. And then here is the SKU information. So let's go and select it. Now here you can see all the information about that product were filled out in this product order item. Now the next thing I can do is to select the quantity for this product. So let's say I'm going to send to this customer 2 products. And then you can also add order status. Let's say that it's pending. So which means that this product is not picked nor packed yet, not prepared to be delivered. So let's address it as a pending. Now, coming back to the sales order, here you can see the status, the quantity, the unit price, the total price, and the status, it's pending. So let's add one more. Let's click on order item. And then the next thing is to select a product from the products database. So let's say that the next product is this one, USB-C multimedia. Let's select. Okay, here you can see again the image of the product, the descriptions, the details, the unit price, and you can select the quantity and address the status. So let's come back to the sales order, and here we go. You can see the list of products, and then you can see the order total price until now, 600. Now, once the order items were added to this sales order, the next thing is to add a shipment order item. So let's click on here. Once a shipment order is created, what we will do is to connect the customer information again to this shipment order. And then we're going to add some shipment details as needed. And then address the shipping to data. And the next section, we're going to add the order items, which will be delivered to this customer. And finally, in the shipment journal, we are going to address or inform which step or which stage the shipment is into. So let's say, as an example, let's connect to our previous customer. And here we go. And let's say that this shipment, it hasn't started yet. Now, let's say a priority, dates issue, and expected delivery date. So let's say these dates. Mode of transportation, let's say that it's by van. And the freight code, let's say van 001. Shipping to, let's say that it's to the same customer address. So let's keep these information here. And now in the order line items, what we're going to do is to add again the order items from the sales order. So let's put this, let's say this one. All right, here we go. Here you can see the load value, 600. So the person responsible for shipping will be available to consult the product, the quantity, the status, and the total price. Now, once the order items or the products are here, the next step is to create a shipment journal, which basically means that I'm going to address which stage the shipment is in. So let's say it's being picked, packing, and prepared to be delivered. Now let me address the dates, the estimated dates. I can also add some file photo here or add some notes. Now, and here you can see what's happening. Now, this shipment order is being picked, packed, and prepared. Now, once this stage is done, what I can do is to address that the shipment is in transportation. And then there is an estimated delivery date. And here you can see directly in the type what stage is in. And finally, once the shipment order is delivered to the customer, I can just address here the date and select the real delivery date, aside adding a file, a photo from the delivery act, such as the product in front of a business store, as an example. And yes, here we go. Now, this is the shipment order. This one can be shared with external partners, delivery companies, or any other person who needs to be aware of this information. Now let's come back to the sales order. And then, by an overview, everything is connected to the sales order. As you can see, daily work becomes steady and predictable. Teams start reconciling spreadsheets. Status checks happen inside the system. You can also set up follow-ups and be remembered by email. The workspace supports how operations already run and scales as volume grows. Now, if your sales and operation process still depends on scattered files or manual tracking, you're spending time managing tools instead of moving orders. So you can use our order management and fulfillment workspace in AnyDB and run everything from one connected system. So you can start building your workspace today.